What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam, this is Jordyn, and we are just, we're doing good. We could be better sometimes. We were just discussing, but we're doing good today, I think.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm super stoked today. I texted Jordyn. I was like, I don't know why I'm so excited to record today.
I know. And you know what? You saying that made me so excited because I was having not like a tough day. It's not like anything happened, but just like that slow middle of the week, like feeling a little out of it, a little drained, 100% burnout. I've been burnt out for like a month straight and have not had an opportunity to fix it. And then I got your text and you were so excited. And you know what? That makes me so excited. I was driving home all happy.
Just goes to show, like I had no reason to tell you that I was like excited to record today, right? But it just goes to show when you share feelings and text friends, it's very important, especially right now. The seasonal depression it's hitting real hard.
Is it affecting you worse this year than it has like any other year in your life?
100%. And I think it's everybody. I don't know if it's just me, but daylight savings or whatever, the time going back was, I feel like it's darker, or like I feel like it's dark at 4 p.m.
Yes.
When normally we had at least till 5. Like it's crazy how dark it gets, and then it's cold, and I don't know, something's in the air this year.
No, also I feel like everyone's super stressed, and also with like inflation and just like everything in the world is so expensive now. Student loans are back. Like if you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a car, like everything's so expensive. Interest rates are nuts. Going to the grocery store, like you can't go to the grocery. We had our whole HelloFresh talk last week. You can't do anything for less than $100 anymore. And with the holidays and everything, I feel like that also could be a huge reason as to why. Because you're right, it's like a universal thing. Like there's more intense seasonal depression this year than there has been in the last, like, since I can remember.
No, it's bad. And like, you have like your really good days, and like literally the other day I walked outside and I zip tied a wreath to our balcony. Like, and I was like, I literally walked inside and I looked at Michael and I was like, guess what? My seasonal depression's gone. Because I put up a wreath, and he was just like, that's great. And it's lit, like it lights up. So I waited for it to get dark, and then I turned it on, and I literally walked outside in like slippers and like my pajamas and like a parka. And I just stood outside and looked at my wreath. There's nothing else. It's just a wreath. Like, and I put up some lights, but they don't reach the outlet. So I have to go and get like an extension cord. But I was like, I love my wreath. And then I was happy for like 20 minutes, and it felt amazing.
No, dude, it's the littlest things anymore. Like when I have a 4-foot tall, I have like 9-foot ceilings in my apartment, a 4-foot tall little tiny Christmas tree that just sits in the corner, but we love her. There's a total of 6 ornaments on there. But when I tell you putting on those 6 ornaments, like it made my whole day when I did it. And this week was a really, like Monday morning, I was texting Brian, like full on mental breakdown. And he was like, what? He was like, how did you just like wake up this way? And I was like, I didn't even text him good morning. I just like woke up and was like, here's everything that I'm feeling right now. And he was like, hi, like, what happened to hello? How are you? And I'm just like, oh my God, my entire life is falling apart. And I sent him like, not like, you had to scroll like novels, just venting. And he was like, what can I do? And I was like, nothing. I just had to talk about it.
No, I literally sent like last night I was just like feeling very emotional, and Michael was just playing video games with his friends. Like he did nothing wrong, but I was just so emotional. And today he's like, he went to work, so I didn't see him all day. And I was at work yesterday, so we didn't see each other all day yesterday. And I literally texted him today and I was like, when I'm done recording, I need a cuddle puddle. Like I literally just need to like lay and touch another human being because I'm like so sad.
I want to permanently add cuddle puddle into my vocabulary.
Please do, because it's a special thing. It's like yes, you can cuddle, but like a cuddle puddle is like when you're just kind of like limp.
Yeah.
And like you're not trying to like be cute and like initiate anything. Like you're just there.
Yeah.
And you just cuddle, and I'm like, I just need to be held.
Yes!
And he was just like,
I say that all the time. He's like, what do you mean you just need? I was like, all my problems will be solved if you just hold me right now. Like that's literally.
It solves a lot of issues.
It really does.
And like the serotonin levels, like they jump. They jump, especially when you would, like, touch another person. It's, like, weird, but it's true.
Yes. No, and Brian literally called me out because there was one day, I think it was one night last week, and I was just like not yelling at him. It's not like we were fighting, but I was just like short-tempered, and like he would like make a joke that like normally I'd laugh at, and I just like was not having it. And then I started like going on. I was like, "You haven't done this, you haven't done that." Da, 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 da. And he was just like, "I think you're mad at a lot of things right now, and you're taking it out on me." And I
Yeah.
was like, "You know what? You just put me in my place, and you are 100% correct." Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it happens, you know? Again, like, Michael didn't do anything wrong yesterday per
yes.
se, he just wasn't paying attention to me, which again is fine, like, you can play video games with your friends,
Mhm.
but I just was like, "I really wish he would just turn around and look at me and be like, 'Are you doing okay?'" And, like, it just and I didn't ask for it, it's not like I was like, "Oh, you wait," like, I didn't say anything, like,
Yeah.
I was just in bed and he was playing video games, and, like, I was like, "I want him to look at me and ask me if I'm okay." And then I was
No,
just like, "You don't get it!"
that's one of the things, like, growing up and, like, being in a healthy, mature relationship, that's one of the things that really clicked for me. Because I feel like with all, like, my younger past relationships when, like, also they weren't that serious, I would get so mad at guys for just not knowing to do things. Even, like, if I just, like the thought casually grazed my mind, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "How does he not know to do this?" And I'm like, "That's selfish of me. Like, I can't get mad at you. Like, it's okay." And I feel like there's this kind of expectation in relationships and expectations with guys these days where they just have to like go out of their way and do things for you, which yes,
It's
absolutely.
great,
But
yes.
also if there's something really specific that you want, it's okay to ask for it. It's okay to be like, "Hey, I would love if you did this occasionally." Like,
Mhm.
and that's the normal. And then they know. And like, I've literally had that with Brian where I'm like, on days like this, I need you to do this. And he's like, "Oh, done." And then he
Mhm.
does. And all of our problems are solved. When like if I was scared to ask or like scared to communicate it, we would just keep having the same problem over and over again for no reason.
Yep. No, it's like and the thing is, with the way that men are, and now that we're falling into this relationship advice podcast that
I
we are,
know.
um
Unsolicited relationship advice.
it literally is like, you tell them, like, "I need that." They're providers, you know? Like, that's just the way a men's brain works, like, they wanna provide for you. So, like, when you say, like, "I need this from you," they will lock that in, and any
Yes.
other time that they feel it's necessary that you need that certain thing, they will do it, they'll remember, but you just have to tell them to do it, because even if they do it just, like, in passing and you don't tell them, like, "I like that, keep doing that," there's no guarantee they're gonna do it
No,
again.
exactly, exactly. And see, I always thought like that was enough, and it's just not, and that's fine. Um, Oh, I love
Crazy.
it. All boys, and I mean this in like the greatest, best way. Like, this is no hate, no shame. All boyfriends are trainable, every single one, and they need to be trained. You get them as puppies, even if they've been in other relationships before. Every single girl is different. Every girl wants different things. And like you said, guys have that like provider mentality. Like, I love this girl. I'm going to take care of her. And
Mhm.
until you start communicating exactly what you want, exactly the little things that you look for, they're going to have no idea. But once you tell them, they're like, "Oh my God, I can do this for the rest of my life." Done.
But not to put aside that the saying of, "If he wanted to, he would."
Exactly.
That's
The boy actually has to like care about you and want
true.
to provide for you.
Exactly, like, they like, just if you keep telling them and telling them and telling them, like, he has to, like, still do things on his own.
Yes, and that should be like the indicator. Like, if you've repeatedly asked for something and your boyfriend, significant other, whoever hasn't delivered or like hasn't been consistent with it, then you know that like they're just not going to. They don't have the will to do it, and that should be a sign for you that you deserve better. Because majority of the time, if you need something in a relationship and like if your love language is a certain thing, like that you're entitled to that no matter what it is, and you just have to find the right person to mesh with you and get there so you can get that. And if they're not giving it to you, leave, because you will find it somewhere else.
Oh, preach, baby.
Oh,
Preach. Do
I
you know
have
what your love language is? Like, did you take, like, the quiz?
oh no, there's a quiz.
Yeah, there's, like, an official like, the person who created the 5 love languages. I found the book at an Airbnb once, Michael and I went to like an Airbnb for just like one of those like getaways where you don't do anything, you just like go.
Yes.
And this love language book was there, and we just laid on the couch and I just like did the quiz and we found out our love languages. It's a very long quiz. I can see you're like looking it up, but
Yeah.
it's gonna take a little while.
Okay. Oh my God, no, but I'm gonna do it though, because I'm a complicated individual. Because there are times, like you have to know specifically, and Brian's very good with this, which is why we work so well. Like there are times where I want verbal reassurance. I want to hear all the sappy, gross things. There are times where that's all I want to hear, and there are times where if he's soft with me, I'm like, stop. Like it's too much for me right now. And I'm this awkward. And I'm the same thing with like touch and hugs. Like I'm not one or the other. It just like,
Well, they give you percentages.
really? Okay. I can't wait to take this quiz. We
Yeah,
will
so
follow back next
I
week.
have like my thing, and I
Oh my
have
God, what's
Michael's.
yours?
Yeah, so Michael and I both have the same love language, believe it or not, which is probably why we've been together for so long.
Yeah.
Our love language is quality time. So
Mhm.
like it doesn't matter what we're doing as long as we're just next to each other.
I feel like that's going to be me.
It's literally like we do it all the time. Like he watches TV or plays video games, and I'll sit on my phone and like read a book, and then like every once in a while we'll look at each other and like I'll be like, "Oh, look, what watch this TikTok," and like then that's it. And like it's not a matter of like communicating, not all the time at least, but like it's more just like being with each other.
Yes.
And then my secondary is wait, where'd it go? My secondary one is words of affirmation. So
Yeah.
like I need to be told like I love you
Yeah.
and you're amazing and beautiful and I care about you, which he found out. It took a little while for him to figure it out because that's not his. So his secondary love language is physical touch. So
Mhm.
like like him coming over and like touching my toe while I'm in bed and he's playing video games is enough for him. But
Mhm.
I need him to turn around and be like, "I love you. You're doing great. How are you? Do you need anything?" Like so that's that slight disconnect, but I need to be told. I need validation.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a lot of reassurance all the time.
Yeah, so take the quiz and like next week we'll talk about it and
Yes.
see. Have Brian take it too.
Yes. Oh my God. It's going to be one of our activities. But no, we're kind of the same way when it comes to quality time. Like even last night, and like both of our schedules are crazy. And also for like 7 months of the year at least, we're long distance. So everything changes at that point.
Right.
But right now, like last night, he got back to the apartment after work and it was like 8:30. Wait, no. Yesterday was Tuesday, so he got back at like 9:30. He literally walked in the door, we hugged, we sat on the couch, watched a movie. I think we said like 10 words to each other during the whole movie. 4 of them were like, should I make pizza rolls? Like, and I did. But no, we like literally sat in silence and then the movie ended and we were like, go to bed, and we went to bed. But it was such a nice night. Like I literally texted him this morning and I was like, I had such a nice time with you. And he was like, we didn't do anything. And I was like, I know, but like it just felt good.
Yep. Yep. 100%. It's a fun thing. I literally sat on this couch at this Airbnb and just read this book because it was like a small book, you know, nothing crazy. But I get it. We like to look like, and literally, I think at the time I was reading that book and he was like sitting on his phone. And like all we were doing was just sitting next to each other. Like, and
Yes,
I was like shaking him. I was like, I get it.
it's clicking.
That's why we love each other.
And
Oh.
speaking of two people figuring out their love languages, that was a good segue.
You did it. You did it. Sometimes they're a little iffy, but that was a good one.
Sometimes they're awful and make no sense. But this one, we want to wish a very, very happy birthday to our girl, Taylor Swift, who is in her brand new romance era with one of our favorite NFL tight ends, Travis Kelce. Yeah, to our Sagittarius queen, happy 34th birthday, and we love you always. Forever and always.
We are recording actually on her birthday. This will come out on the 14th.
Yeah.
I am ready. My mom is gonna watch the Eras Tour movie with me. Because she said that she wants she wants to see the show. And I was like, we have to set aside at least 3 hours of the day.
Yep.
Because 3 extra songs were put into the movie. So, including Long Live, which I like just watched on my own. What's up?
She took out 4 songs, put 3 of them back in, but didn't put Cardigan. Why?
You know, I'd love to know.
Do you think because right now it's available for rent, do you think when it's available to buy, she'll put Cardigan?
Maybe.
I just
Maybe.
that's one
Maybe
of the
maybe when it goes, like, on DVD or something or, like, downloadable.
maybe. I
No, do
just
people
love
buy
Cardigan
DVDs
so
anymore?
much. I don't know.
Well, I have a couple pictures programmed into StreamYard here.
Let's go.
N I don't know if this one's gonna cover us all up, but number 1, we have this
Ah!
one, Christmassy, a little blurry, which I kinda love.
Yep. For
Adorable.
those listening on audio, it is the now infamous picture of Taylor Swift kissing Travis Kelce on the cheek, and he is gripping her arm and her back as if she is going to disintegrate into thin air next to him. Travis, I promise she loves you. She's
Yes.
not going anywhere.
This one is my personal favorite. The
Ah!
full-blown mouth-to-mouth kiss in a Christmas bar of some kind.
Also, the zoomed out version of this picture, Travis Kelce casually has his arm around another dude. Like, how did this start? Because they must have been like taking a picture of the 3 of them, and then these 2 were just like, like,
Yeah. No, just started making out.
oh my god, she has such nice hands. They both have really nice hands.
I saw a tweet this morning or yesterday, and basically it was like all of these it was like a string of pictures from this day. So there's a ton more pictures of just
Yeah.
them, like, standing next to each other and smiling, and they were like, "She looks like she's in a college town in 2016," and I was like, "This is so real."
But I genuinely love that she's getting the opportunity to just be a normal girl. Like, she can go out to the bar, and I'm sure there are crowds. I'm sure they still have to deal with all the normal Taylor Swift stuff, but she looked like what was in a very normal bar with a big group of people that were taking pictures and everything, but letting them just like be.
No.
Which I think is so important. And I love that she's getting the chance to just do this.
I also loved the casualness of the video of her walking by the Bills players on Sunday. Like, she just straight up she has, like, a guard with her, like a bodyguard, but, like, it's freaking, like, Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs, just, like, the Bills, and then Taylor Swift, like, hands in her pockets, just, like, walking by. I
And
was
I'm
like,
pretty
"Okay."
Yeah, sure. And I'm pretty sure I can't remember if it was Dawson Knox or Dalton Kincaid, but one of the Bills tight ends, apparently they were standing right there, and one of them is a huge Swiftie. And like everyone was like, I can't imagine what was going through his head. Like, oh, I'm just
Like
getting out to do my job, and Taylor Swift is right behind me.
like,
Like,
"Breathe, breathe."
breathe, breathe.
I
I
can
now have to
imagine
wash
both of
her
them.
boyfriend.
I literally can imagine both of them being Swifties.
They
Like
probably both are. Like, let's be real.
like Dalton and Dawson just, like, locking arm in arm, and they're like, "Did you see the pictures?"
Oh my god, I love everything
Also,
about it.
I just gotta toss this one up here too.
I know.
She took this picture, for those that don't know or are listening on audio, it's a picture of Travis Kelce, what I'm assuming is getting groomed in some way. Haircut, beard trim, whatever, with a guy with a headlamp on his head, but she's got that millennial ass purple filter on it, so you know it's her.
Yeah, that she loves.
And I just thought it was kinda sweet that she posted, like, an actual picture of her boyfriend that, like, she physically took.
Yes. Also, I think it's pretty iconic that she is consistently still using that filter. That's dedication, girl. I don't think I've ever liked anything on social media that much for that long. So
It's been years. She's been
years,
using that.
years, like since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Like,
And the thing is too, I went through, like, a filter phase in high school where I,
oh,
like, put it on, like, my photos, like, my actual camera was set to this filter on my iPhone. On my iPhone 5C, which was green.
I
Um
had the yellow one.
You did? Oh
I
my god.
did.
I love that. But yeah, I had this filter set, and it was like a brown, kinda sepia kinda deal, and
Yes,
dude, I have
chokehold.
pictures I have pictures of Michael and I in, like, the beginning of our relationship in this filter that I cannot remove,
Yep.
and because the photo was taken in the filter, and I'm like, "Why did I do that? Why did I think that was cute?"
Sam, when I told you that filter changed who I am as a person,
I'm so happy you know exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
know exactly what you're talking about. And at that time of my life, my hair was so dead. I had to cut it like to here. And then I got these long ass extensions, clip-in extensions.
Oh my
And
god.
that filter came out. Oh my God. I was wearing like headbands with my long extensions and that filter. And I was like,
Oh my god.
you know, I think it was like this time too.
Oh.
Did you guys used to do this? What was it?
I
This?
I still do this.
Wait, also, have you heard the thing about the hearts? Like for people our age, which sounds so bad. Like we do the hearts like this, but now everyone's doing the hearts like this.
Yes, I've actually tried, like, adapting this,
I do it at the end of here a lot, I've noticed.
but this was always it, you know? It was
Yeah.
always there's no emoji with your fingers fucking candy caning it up. It's the emoji is
It's
this.
this. Yeah, the emoji proves the theories that
And
we
also
are
this
the real
is
ones.
so hard
It took me forever to like be comfortable doing it.
to, like, figure out, yeah. I mean,
It's
I
like
I get it, it's cute,
it's
like, you're like,
adorable.
"Oop," but this is like that's the OG. But yeah, I still throw up peace signs. You ever I don't know if this was a TikTok sound or if it was before TikTok because I feel like I've said it for a long time, but or maybe it was a video, like a viral video, but
Mm.
basically it was just like, "You got a pimple? Cover that shit up with a peace sign." And it was and I would say it I said it all through college. No, so it must have been pre-TikTok because I used to say it in college. And, like, literally every single time we would, like, go out and, like, get drinks, like, you know, with my college friends, we'd be, like, drunk at a bar, and we'd be like, "Feeling a little flustered? Cover that shit up with a peace sign."
I love how there's always one video in life that it's the most random video, but then you quote it until you die.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm wondering, there was this one video that I found on Tumblr. I have searched the ends of the earth to find this video. I don't know how I came across it. It must not have been that popular. But when I tell you, like, I was so obsessed with this video, and it was a British woman in a grocery store parking lot. Have you seen it? And
Explain
she's
it to me.
and she's like sitting in the car and she has the camera and it's just like looking out and she's just like singing a little song in her British accent about like the people that she's looking at. And it gets to the part where she sees what like she thinks is a small person, but it's actually a child. And she's sitting in the car and she goes, "Tiny little human being. How did you get so small? Are you a child? I thought you were a small person, not a midget. They don't like to be called that." And she was just going on and on. And it was like a 2-minute long video. And I used to know the whole thing and I cherished it. And I cannot find the evidence that it ever existed. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I made it up.
I am not familiar.
Yeah, no,
Um,
Sam, it was literally Tumblr.
no,
Like,
I Tumblr in and of itself, I actually, if we're gonna delve deep into this for a hot second, I remembered my URL to, like, my Tumblr page.
oh,
And I looked it up, and it's still sitting there with my One Direction fangirl memes, my Supernatural era that I was in. It just keeps on going, and I hope no I will not say it on the air. Don't want people looking at it because it's atrocious. But my face is on it, so, like, you know it's mine, but I don't know my login, so I can't go in and, like, take my face off or, like, delete
yeah.
it. So yeah, so there's just a URL out there, Tumblr URL with all of my secrets. No, not all my secrets, just a lot of fangirling.
I can't. Mine was like somewhere over the. I'm
Somewhere
not somewhere over the rainbow with like a zero somewhere. Dot
oh my
Tumblr. Is that how I find it?
I think it was something like that.
Let me see. I'm not gonna. I have no idea. Oh my God, I would love to go look at my old Tumblr.
I'm gonna see if this was I
I'm gonna have to go back to like my Facebook memories where like I shared something.
I'm going to
Find it
text
that way.
it to you so that you can see it as my close
Please.
and dear friend.
I am so honored.
But nobody else can see it. But, yeah, there's a lot of videos in life that I've quoted. Did you watch a lot of Vine?
I watched Vine. I wasn't like my sister with like the MadCon.
Oh, I'm not talking about that type of Vine. I'm talking about, like, the quotable Vines.
Oh, like yes, but not to like the extent that I know
Oh,
other people are at.
Michael and I still talk to each other in Vine references, and one day we're going to appear very old and senile to people. I
Um,
still say to this day there's a video of these kids, like, at a skate park or something, and, one kid, like, does, like, a kickflip or something, and he goes, "That was legitness," and I still say that.
did you know the kid who said "Welcome to Chili's" died?
I did know that. Michael and I
I
had, like, a moment where we, like, mourned his loss.
Yes, I just found out this week. I think it happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Damn. That like
there's, like, a lot of Vine people that are, like, either incredibly successful or dead.
Yeah.
It's
Tasia
bizarre.
Alexis.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Tasia Alexis? Is that her name? Am I saying her name wrong?
I don't know.
She was
What is she?
she was big on Vine for being crazy as I'm pretty sure she's around our age. Oh yeah, and then she went to jail and then she got her life together and now she has 2 babies and she's just like the funniest. You've definitely seen her.
Wait, is she the blonde?
Yes.
Yes, I do know who you're talking about. I don't think I knew her name.
In my comments for a day. I just want to get a feel.
I love her and I feel like I have been watching her my whole life.
Yeah. No, Michael and I used to just watch Vine compilations all day. Where we
Getting rid of Vine was really, really dumb.
I don't know why people got rid of Vine.
I know.
I think it was hilarious.
Yes.
I watched Cody Ko and Noelle Miller on Vine back in the day, and now they're like freaking gajillionaires, and
Yeah.
everybody knows who they are. I followed them to YouTube. I followed a lot of TikTokers to YouTube.
Yeah.
TikTokers, oh my god, Viners.
Viners. I honestly think, you know what? We should make an unsolicited Vine. And we should just bring back the app because now with TikTok Shop, like I don't know, TikTok isn't as fun as it used to be because all it is people trying to sell me shit. And
Yep.
I'm so tired of it. Like I just want to scroll on my For You page and laugh at stupid little videos. Like that's what I want to see. And now it's just everyone trying to bribe me. And you know what? It's working. I've made like 4 TikTok Shop purchases. Like,
Really?
stop it. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
not purchased anything from TikTok Shop because I'm kind of afraid they're gonna steal my money. I don't know why.
You know, that's a valid concern. They haven't stolen mine yet. I've gotten all the products. And
No,
they're
I mean,
good.
I've seen people, like, do it like, I don't think that anyone would get their money stolen, but
You
I don't
never
know.
know.
It's just like, I'm not gonna buy something through this app.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't blame you for that at all. I have failed. And I definitely have. And the worst part is, which is probably even sketchier, they keep your address and your credit card information just stored. So whenever I want anything, it's literally 1 click away. And I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
That is so bad.
Yep. Yep.
So bad.
It's so bad.
I don't like that.
I know. I know.
Oh my yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But you're right.
I'm
People are just
danger.
I've literally talked once about trying to find new dry shampoo to buy, and now all I get is dry shampoo TikTok,
Yep.
like not like ads, like not like a promotional videos, like literal like people's videos that would show, like you're saying, like show up on your For You page, and they're trying to sell me this dry shampoo. And honestly, if I could buy it anywhere else, I probably would have.
Yep.
But I don't see it anywhere else except TikTok Shop, and I'm like, there's a lot of dry shampoos in the world that could cause cancer, and I don't know you well enough to buy your homemade shampoo.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Before we get into NFL talk, I have been waiting patiently to do this with you.
Oh my god. I know where you're going.
So, over the weekend, Jordyn, or no, was this Monday? I think it was Monday. Jordyn sent me a screenshot of Aaron Rodgers's Instagram story. And it was a quote. And first of all, she sent it to me and she was like, "This is so wholesome." When you find this out, it's not going to be wholesome. It's not wholesome in the slightest. And I've been waiting to do this because I wanted to get her straight up, like, raw reaction. And I was like, "Don't Google it." So she sent me this, before I bury the lead, Aaron Rodgers thing where basically it was a Zach Wilson quote about how it was raining at MetLife Stadium, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it was soaking. I felt like I was back at BYU." Now, BYU and obviously Zach Wilson, they're Mormons. And in BYU is Brigham Young University. Like this is like the start of Mormon. Like they created this university for Mormons, basically. And soaking is a sexual act. And so basically Mormons are not allowed to have sex. That's, until they get married. And obviously there are people who have said to do it in alternate places and things along those lines to get around the loophole of having sex. But Mormons, what they do is this thing called soaking, where where if a man and a woman want to have sex with each other before they're married, they gather some friends and they it is inserted into the woman, the man, and basically so that they're not physically the ones doing the action, their friends will jump on the bed so that it moves and they can perform intimate activities, and technically they didn't do anything wrong because they weren't the ones doing the action. He was just soaking inside of the woman.
What?
I tried to say that in like the most
No, I
PC
think you
terms.
explained that in the best way possible. I am just flabbergasted.
I genuinely, when I found this out from Sarah, my friend Sarah told me
Wait,
about
now
this.
I need to go back and read what the
And she literally said, she was like, "This is so wholesome," and I was like, "Jordyn, this is like hilarious." And then I went, "Wait, Jordyn, do you know what soaking is?" And she was like, "Soaking?"
and he even said #soaking.
But the joke is funny because he was like, "Yeah, we were soaking wet. I felt like I was back at BYU."
That's why you were like, did Zach Wilson actually say this? I was like, it seems like something he would say because
That's why, I assume if Aaron Rodgers posted about it, like, it was true. I hope it's true because that's really fucking funny.
I like at this point, I don't think it was because also it's not like it's not like Adam Schefter posted it and he reposted it. Like Aaron Rodgers probably was high scrolling on Twitter and someone made this meme and Aaron Rodgers was like, that's awesome, and put it on his Instagram story and tag Zach Wilson.
So wait, is it reposted or did he like apply it to his
No,
story?
he like literally uploaded it.
Okay. So then I'm gonna assume it's not a real quote.
Yes.
But it's really funny.
I literally texted him. I was like, this is so wholesome. Like he's like encouraging Zach Wilson.
That's why I was literally like, this is so fucking funny.
Oh my god. I had no idea.
And this is why I needed to tell you this.
Sam all week was like, do not Google soaking.
I was literally for like 2 days. I was like, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this.
I have never.
Wait, have you seen the Freevee show Jury Duty?
No.
Oh, there's a soaking thing in Jury Duty. It's a funny
Really?
one. Yes. But it's a joke. So basically, do you know the concept of jury duty?
Yeah. Isn't it like there's one person that doesn't know that it's
Yeah.
a show? Okay.
So it's like one person thinks they're actually on jury duty and the rest of the people are actors. And the joke was that there is a Mormon in the jury and he asks the one guy that's not an actor if he will jump on the bed for him so that he can soak.
Soak.
Yeah. And the actor was just like, I'm not gonna do that. And he was just like, dude, it's like my one chance. Like, I don't have many chances to do this. And he was just like, I think you should ask somebody else. He's like, but I support you.
Oh, well, I'm glad I know this information now. That makes this post entirely different.
Oh, well, I'm glad that I actually got to share that with you because I
No,
needed
I'm so glad I waited. I'm so glad you didn't, because like over text I would have laughed, but this, the
it
context.
also would have taken me a long time to, like, text it to you or, like, voice memo it to you.
Me
So,
and Sam do love voice memos.
I do, yeah, literally, she sent me I sent her, like, a 1-minute long voice memo the other day explaining other things to her.
I was literally at my desk and I was like, ooh, nice.
But now that we've segued into NFL, it's time to talk about the NFL. Are you ready?
Nope.
So in a brave and wonderful turn of events here, the Eagles lost and the Giants won, which is not a week that I get to celebrate very often. Jordyn was celebrating most of the season with this, but we'll start with the Eagles. Um, no, don't shake your head.
No.
Don't shake your head. We have to talk. This is talking through your emotions. It's good for you.
Okay.
The Eagles lost to the Cowboys, in a tough manner. This
Yep.
is your second loss in a row.
Yep.
Share your thoughts, feelings, expressions during the game and after.
So I'm in a really tough spot because so this part of the Eagles schedule, we had this like 6-game stretch that was fucking brutal, like
Yeah.
awful. And so everyone was calling it the gauntlet. This is the Eagles gauntlet because the first couple games of our season were pretty easy. The last couple games of our season are easy, but it was just this middle stretch where we play every intense team like back to back to back. So I went into it and I was like, especially once we started off the season like 5-0 and whatever, I was like, oh my God, like we can, like, if we split in this gauntlet, if we win 3 games and lose 3 games, I think we're still in great shape. Like that's what I was telling myself.
Mhm.
And we came out of the gauntlet 4-2.
Yeah.
So like I feel like a logical, sane person would be like, all right, great. We are 10-3. Like
Yeah.
everything's fine.
Things I would do to be 10-3.
Right. And this is why I'm like, I feel so selfish being this upset. But it is making me nervous also just because the 2 teams that we lost to were big, like, let alone, like, forget playoffs, forget everything. They're just 2 teams that I fucking hate right now. And I don't care about records. I don't care about anything. I just wanted to beat them. And not only did we lose, we got fucking embarrassed 2 weeks in a row. So that's affecting me.
Mhm.
And then also, those are 2, like, we beat the Chiefs, we beat the Bills, we beat the Dolphins, all AFC. None of that shit's going to matter when it comes down to the 1 seed at the end here. So,
Yeah.
like, it's just really frustrating. But and here's my like my negative thoughts. I'm really, really, really nervous about Brian Johnson, our offensive coordinator. I'm really nervous about our defensive coordinator. And this is the first time that I've ever been nervous about Nick Sirianni, who I love with my entire heart. And that's just, and I'm hoping it was just 2 fluky games. They learned from it, they figure it out, and everything's fine. I still want Brian Johnson fired. I don't want him back next season, but like we can't fire him now. Like it's just, it would throw the season away essentially. So I don't know. It's been a lot. I mean, our only touchdown last game came from our defensive rookie, and our starting quarterback and 2 starting wide receivers all lost fumbles. Like it was. I can't tell you the last time I was like, I'm going to turn this Eagles game off. Like I don't want to watch the end. Like, and I didn't because
It's a lot
like,
coming from you.
Right. Like no matter how bad we play, I always watch till the end. And I was saying this like right after the half. Like I knew that we were done. Like I could just feel it. Like we were not there. Jalen didn't look like himself. Like I just knew it was over. Way before, like I could tell. But I had to watch the whole game because I mean I work in Philly sports media and I have to make videos at the end of the game. So I need to know what's going on. But painful, absolutely painful. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes. We play the Seahawks this week in prime time. We haven't beat the Seahawks in 15 years. So
that is absurd.
The worst thing I heard this week, honestly.
Well, I would say I'm sorry for your loss, but I kind
You
of
don't
can't
have
right
to.
now.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. The Eagles are on a
Ride the
2-game
wave.
miserable losing streak. Meanwhile, freaking Tommy Cutlets is out here changing everything for the Giants. How are you feeling?
I haven't felt happiness like this. Talk about seasonal depression. Monday night I was like completely cured. And it took a lot out of me. But talk
Yeah.
about you haven't beaten the Seahawks in 15 years. Matt LaFleur was 16-0 in December in his career, and he lost to the Giants and Tommy DeVito, which is pretty bonkers if you
It is?
ask me. I was pretty nervous going into this game. I'm pretty sure I picked the Packers to win this game because I was like, you know, what's it called? It was Patriots and Commanders. That was it Commanders? That Tommy DeVito won. You know, the last
Oh,
two games that he
yeah.
won, he, it was pretty easy teams. And I was like, Packers just beat the Chiefs. Like, they are a legit team. So if we are gonna go into this and like, we haven't seen so much out of Tommy DeVito. So like I kind of was just like, I'm just riding the wave, having fun. And first of all, the Packers look bad.
Bad.
Real bad. I still don't even know if we're that good or the Packers just pooped the
Played
bed.
awful.
I'd like to think it's a little bit of both.
Definitely.
Because the Giants defense looked really good. Tommy DeVito is my hero. Honestly, I sent things online to my brother and I was just like, last minute Christmas gifts. Tommy DeVito Giant stuff. Like, just buy me everything. I need a t-shirt jersey that says Tommy Cutlets on the back of it because I'm living for it. And just on like a quick side note, I have a photo here. It has been a very long time since we've had a pretty hot quarterback. I mean, can we just look at this man for just a hot second? Just a hot second. Look at this man.
No, he's a handsome man.
And like we all know, I'm a Staten Island girly, North Jersey guy. A lot of guys are like this where I live. Like it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But this man, I don't know, he was kind of doing it for me.
Yeah,
Kinda
no,
doing it for me.
I think he's a cutie.
Yeah, like not anything show stopping, but I've had Daniel Jones and Eli Manning for God knows how long, and Daniel Jones is cute too. I've sat on that mountain as well. I'll die on that hill, but it's different.
It's different.
There's a
And
lot
I
of
also think
confidence.
yeah, it's the swag, and it's just like, I don't know, there's something so like chill about him.
Yeah, he just like shows up and plays football.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Like,
Yeah,
here's my
and
agent that I literally pulled out of The Sopranos.
there he
Yeah.
is. This man, Sean Stellato, I think his name is. He's there with his dad. They're doing the hand thing. The fit is on point.
Yeah.
I also feel a little bit attacked the fact that he's got the Italian horn, and I like literally have an Italian horn necklace. It's my dad's. And
I mean, you said it last week. You feel like you've known him your whole life.
I probably live, I don't know his exact address, but I think I maybe live max 30 minutes away from this man. And like I was saying this at work too. I was like, if I ever had the chance to like interview him or like see him, I just would go to his house and sit down at his dining room table and be like, talk to me about the end of The Sopranos. I know you've watched it. Come here.
I need all your thoughts.
I have to have. I mean, the man literally pulled the pinky ring out of me. All right, I've been rocking the pinky ring for like the past month, and I'm like, when was the last time I wore a pinky ring? Like, it's a gold pinky ring for no reason. It's just it's bringing the Italian side out of me. I do have Italian in me, so don't come at me.
It's the Tommy DeVito effect. And also the Jersey boys, we've talked about both of them now. Zach Wilson and freaking Tommy DeVito are NFC and AFC offensive players of the week. What
Twilight Zone did we approach after the end of week 14?
No, I feel like the NFL is just about to. This season has been one of the weirdest seasons ever. Because there was one point where it was like no one's great and also no one sucks other than the Patriots and the
Panthers.
Panthers.
No, I did the math. I think there was 13 teams in the league were either 6-7 or 7-6.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's like everyone's just like chilling. And that leads us off to our next, unless there's anything more you want to say about Tommy DeVito.
I appreciate you, sir. If you're watching, come on the pod. I love you very much. Let's go and beat the Saints because we can. I think we can. The Eagles are a different story, but we'll see. That's gonna be a fun Christmas, my love.
Sam, I literally said this to my mom today, and she was like, is this Giants matchup like gonna be a game? And I was like, Mom, I can't even, like, don't even speak that into existence. Like, don't do that to me. I'm freaking out.
I'm just saying, week 18, the Eagles come into MetLife, and if Tommy DeVito, I'm not saying that we're gonna win in the link. I don't think that's gonna happen. I genuinely don't think that's gonna happen. But I think we can beat the Saints, and I think we can beat the Rams. I think that those are 2 winnable games. It's not gonna be easy, but I think with the way we've been playing, it's possible.
Dude, your defense was unbelievable.
Where the fuck did they come from?
No, and they were like fun. Like they were like,
great.
Yeah, like the celebrations, like how, like, I don't know, everyone was like swaggy. I was like, when did the Giants get fucking cool?
No, because we didn't have a quarterback under center. No offense, Daniel Jones. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm in the DeVito spell right now though. But like a quarterback with a personality. Like I love Daniel Jones. I hope he recovers well. And whether or not he stays on this team, I will always wish him nothing but the best. But I mean, like, think about the Eagles. Think about the switch from Carson Wentz to Jalen Hurts. Like that swag level went whoop.
Yep.
And like to have a Jersey kid on a New York team for the New York Giants coming out here with the freaking hands, with the crazy agent, with a 400-person tailgate at MetLife Stadium with chicken parm, vodka sauce, pasta, eggplant. Like I don't think people understand. This is my life. This is my life. This is how I grew up with huge gatherings with a lot of food. Like, and this is my team. Like, I can't get over it. I will continue to talk about it, but we're not going to. I'm just really and I don't care about the draft pick right now. I really don't. I really don't. We're 1 game out of playoff contention.
No, I really think that this is what the Giants needed because, like, you guys have such a big, loyal fan base. But I feel like all of you, like any Giants fan I meet, is like, I love them, but I'm hanging on by such a thin thread, kind of. Like, you just needed, like, that's such a big boost. And also, like, the quarterback class coming in for next year, like, it's so, like, I haven't done, like, I'm not huge into college football, so I don't know enough. But from everything I've seen, like, with the Caleb Williams and now Drake May, like, it seems like there's not even, like, a set number 1 overall pick. Like, I feel like it's going to be like this year where it's like all of them could be great, but all of them could also suck. Like, it's not like you have a Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence, like, and nothing against these guys. They could end up being phenomenal. But I'm just saying, like, for right now, I think what the Giants need more is that boost in morale.
I think the fact that we are like 1 game out of playoff contention. The Packers win was huge. Yeah. We still have obviously 2 divisional games left, and it's like anything is possible right now. And I'd rather, if we did need somebody that we need to jump up for, make the move up.
Yeah.
We have currency to do that. But I really I'd rather feel good right now and enjoy this and just chill with Tommy DeVito and see what happens in the offseason than have to sit here and worry about losing games just so we get a good draft pick, which may or may not even work out for us.
Exactly.
Evan Neal was our 5th overall pick the year we also drafted Kayvon. And everybody was like, the Giants won the draft. This motherfucker sucks. I hate him. He does nothing. He does nothing. He blocks his own players. I mean, I don't know if it's because he's on the end or if he needs to get moved to guard. I don't know. I'll dive out of the Giant stuff eventually. I'm sorry, but
It's okay.
I'm like everybody was like, we won the draft, and I'm like, even I said that, but I was like, have you seen this man? He's so bad at his job. He's so bad at his job.
Hey, at least Kayvon's unbelievable.
Oh, literally every time. And Wandale Robinson, people forgot that we drafted him. All of a sudden, this guy is just unbelievable. I literally was crying when we were in that last drive and he caught that catch. I literally was like, Wandale! I was like, oh my God, I forgot he existed. Isaiah Hodgins cost a touchdown. I haven't seen him all season.
Yes.
It's just incredible. It's just incredible. Saquon, 2 touchdowns. We're not going to talk about the fumble right now. I'm too happy. 2 touchdowns.
No, you absolutely deserve this. And taking a look in the last couple of minutes here at like the NFL playoff picture in the NFC. So your win against the Packers was so huge, but your games against the Saints and the Rams are so important.
So crucial.
Like insane, because they would have to like lose out, I think, for you to, and you would have to win out and they would have to lose. No, that was dumb. No one, ignore that.
Okay.
But you're right now sitting at 5-8 at the 12th spot. Saints are at 11, right above you at 6 and 7, and then the Rams are at 8. They're like just out of playoffs. So, but there's still there's a couple weeks left that you can easily make that jump.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I'm really want to go into this Saints game with a lot of force. Like, we need to just continue the momentum in, because again, I think it's a winnable game, but it's not going to be like we just walk in and win. Like, it's going to be tough. Like the way this was tough. Like the Packers started figuring stuff out, and then there was that whole drive at the end. They gave him the touchdown, even though I was like, the guy looked like he was out of bounds, but I don't know. I can't relive those emotions again. I'll have an aneurysm. But yeah, it's the NFC as a whole. I mean, just the fact that the NFC South is all 6 and 7 except for the Panthers.
Yep. No,
we're gonna probably see Baker Mayfield in the playoffs. I'm pretty stoked about that.
No, yeah, they haven't, but they're above the Eagles right now because they're
the 4th seed and the Eagles are the 5th seed. I did a whole thing at work about this. I'm like, I love it. I mean, I'm sorry, but I love it.
No, it's fine. What am I going to do right now? But the NFC is crazy, but the AFC, I think, is even nuttier.
Yeah.
So right now, the Ravens are the 1 seed. Then Dolphins, then Chiefs, then Jags, Browns, and Steelers, and Colts.
I would love to see Gardner Minshew make a playoff run.
Oh, I would love nothing more. But also, if you told me coming into the season, hey, 3 teams in the AFC North are going to be in the playoff picture, what one do you think is not going to be in? If you said the Bengals, I would have been like, hello?
Yeah, no, the Bengals are bad. Actually, I wouldn't say bad, but Jake Browning is starting to find himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But they were struggling. It took Joe Burrow a couple weeks to get situated. And then you were like, okay, it looks like the Bengals are back. And then the injury. And now it's like they're back to square one. But yeah, the Bengals just didn't seem, and even when they were winning and like looking great, like they just they weren't clicking in the way they used to. Jamar Chase, I've seen him drop a handful of major catches that like you should have caught. Like, and especially after his comments, like the first couple weeks of the season, like, I don't know, the vibes just aren't great in Cincy.
I would like to, this podcast wasn't around when Joe Burrow got drafted. I'm sorry, not Joe. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, the year after Joe Burrow got drafted, because me and you talked about the Bengals drafting an offensive lineman. Yep. And they drafted Jamar Chase. And we regretted that, saying that after they made it to the Super Bowl and lost, made it there. What are we looking at now? Another injured Joe Burrow, a Jamar Chase who can't catch balls, and a struggling offensive line.
Yep.
I'm not saying we should be general managers or anything, but I don't know. I will die on this hill.
No, we literally, that whole draft was like so funny because all of these teams, like the Eagles did it too. Like we took Devontae Smith and him and Jalen played together. Like the center that we drafted also went to Bama. Like we were just drafting friends.
Sure.
And the Bengals were doing the same thing. There was a couple of other teams doing it, and I can't remember right now. But yeah, we literally said, we were like, yeah, Jamar Chase is obviously unbelievable. Joe Burrow, obviously, yes. But at the end of the day, any good wide receiver and Joe Burrow would be fine.
Yep.
As long as your offensive line allows him enough time and allows him to stay fucking upright, because now he can't even stay healthy.
Even Jake Browning was running around all over the place, and like, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to stir no pot, but
I also just want to say that I have such a soft spot in my heart for backup NFL quarterbacks. I love all of them. I think it's so, Jake Browning, I'm like, you are adorable. And they all have a type where they're all like adorable, but like a little nerdier than their starting quarterback. And they have it. And they have these moments. Like, I feel like there is such a stereotypical backup NFL quarterback.
That's not Tommy DeVito.
That's not Tommy DeVito. Yeah, Tommy DeVito is in his own category.
He's over here.
It's him and Gardner Minshew, I could say.
Mm-hmm.
They would be in a group. Nick Mullins, Jake Browning,
yeah,
all of those kinds of guys.
Jobs.
Yes, Josh Jobs, I feel like is in his, even Josh Jobs, I think is in his own.
In his little aerospace bubble.
I was gonna say, because he's not only just a little nerdy, he's also a freaking scientific genius.
This is literally his day job.
This
like,
is,
or his part-time job, I should say.
He is literally like an aerospace engineer. He got benched.
I know, not great. He had like a fun run, and that was I feel like that was years ago.
That doesn't even feel like it happened this year. This has been the like weirdest NFL year ever. I've struggled betting this year more than I ever have in my life.
It's crazy. Like, I don't bet, but I do help with betting stuff at work. Mm-hmm. And every week, like, our betting guy comes in and he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. I feel like normal, especially last year. Last year, crazy things happened, obviously, but like there's still logical thinking, and like, and I get it. Any given Sunday, obviously, upsets happen all the time, whatever. But like this year, it's just been like more, and I can't explain it. And I think it's also, is this a record for how many backup NFL quarterbacks we've ever seen in one year? Because like, I feel like we're even seeing backups of backups.
Yeah, no, I think like it's like a deeper depth chart than like that normal.
Yes.
You know, somebody gets hurt and then like, because we're seeing third stringers roll in, we're seeing guys getting picked up off waivers here, there, and the other thing. We're seeing the resurgence of Joe Flacco. Sure,
who looked incredible.
It was like, okay, great, 38 years old. That just is like, is he the oldest guy to be playing right now? Quarterback? He's got to be, because
he has to be. He has to be, yeah.
He is the literal veteran presence of the NFL right now. If you told me, like, last year at this time, that Joe Flacco would be leading the Browns into the playoffs, I'd be like, who? What? The Browns?
He was literally on the Eagles like 3 years ago.
He was on the Jets. He was mentoring Zach Wilson.
And then there was the Jets. They had Joe Flacco, Mike White, and Zach Wilson, and they were just like tossing them all around. Like,
I literally, this man is a Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl MVP, and was picked up by the Browns like a couple of weeks ago, and is now playing phenomenal. Good for him, though. Yeah. I mean, I have no ill will towards Joe Flacco. I think he's phenomenal.
None. I think he's awesome. He just seems like the chillest guy. I will never forget, what team was he? I think it was the Jets. Was he ever on Denver? Was he?
Yes. He was at Denver.
Yes, and he was on Denver, and he just like he was like, my neck hurts, and they just like put in, and he just like was like, I don't feel like it. Like, do you remember this?
My neck hurts.
No, literally.
Sit down, Joe.
Literally. And everyone was like, I think he like could play, but he just like wasn't. Like, and no one knew what was going on. Like,
we should write books about Joe Flacco's.
we should write books about Joe. Why haven't we written a book about Joe Flacco?
You got a tear out of me. That's so funny. My neck
Oh my
hurts.
God. I'm pretty sure too. I just saw that like a stat, like because he was obviously with the Ravens,
Yeah.
who is in the same division as the Browns, and apparently I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was like an X amount of time, but I'm pretty sure like he has the most wins like in the Cleveland Browns stadium, and he's only played like one game for them. Like,
I mean, impressive. I love that. I hope we see Gardner Minshew in the playoffs. I hope we see Joe Flacco in the playoffs.
imagine, oh my God, imagine if we get a playoff game of Joe Flacco versus Gardner Minshew.
I would literally buy tickets to that game. I'd be like, we have to go. This is history in the making. Like, what a monumental game. And literally, if it was like Browns Colts, like just like on paper, I'd be like, disgusting. Joe Flacco, Gardner Minshew, I'm ready for it. Feed it to me.
Take all of my money.
I just want to mention before we wrap things up, I was this close to buying tickets to the Monday night Giants-Packers game. I've been talking about it for weeks. Like literally my coworkers were like, didn't you go to that game? And I was just like, nope, because I'm stupid. And I was waiting on other people, and then I was trying to see if anyone would go with me, and like nobody was able to go. And then it was cold, and it was like kind of rainy and yucky, and I was like, you know what? Tickets were $30, and I was like, you know what? All right, never mind. I'll just skip this. It's gonna be whatever anyway. Biggest regret of my life, I think.
I'm so sorry. Tickets were $30.
The lowest I saw the day of, like maybe a couple hours before, was $38 on Game Time. And I was like, I could do this right now. I mean, they were nosebleeds. Like,
Yeah,
they were like on the 50-yard line or anything. But I probably could have gotten 50-yard line tickets. I would say maybe for like $200,
which is insane.
Yeah, because like, why would you want to go see Giants Packers?
This is true on a rainy Monday night. Also, did you see Patriot tickets are going for like $8? Like you can get,
I saw 4.
Yeah, I saw someone buy 2 tickets for like $12.50.
They're literally paying people to go to these games.
Yep. The one game we also really didn't get to talk about, and I don't want to extend the show too much longer. Freaking Vikings Raiders.
I was rooting so hard for the Vikings in that game. I was just like, please, kick a field goal. Anything. I was gonna be so pissed. We've made it through, knock on wood, we've made it through this whole season without a tie yet. And I hate the ties. I hate them. They screw up the playoff picture so much. Like, it sucks. And it would suck even more later in the season. And I was like, I swear to fucking God, if this game ends in a 0-0 tie, I am boycotting. I was like, I'm literally going to drive to Roger Goodell's office. Don't know where it is, but I'd find it. And just be like, remove the ties. Have them play another quarter right now. I need a win out of this game.
Yeah, no, I don't, especially because like it's not like they're that common where it would be like a problem. Like, just let them play until someone does something. They will eventually get there. Like,
no, that game was literally the epitome of the meme of the guy poking this with a stick.
Do something.
Like, come on, do something. Every time the red zone cut to that game, and poor Scott Hansen was like, and it's still nothing. And like, we were like, yep.
I saw one thing that was like punt, missed field goal, punt, and I was like, oh my God.
I heard the announcer saying it, and it sounded like he was singing, because he was like, punt, missed field goal, punt, missed field goal. And I was like, this sounds like a ringtone of like.
No, it should be our ringtone. Should it be our new entry song to the show?
Punt.
Miss field goal. Oh my God. All right. Well, we are going over on our time here. Thank you so much for listening to us on Unsolicited. We covered so much ground today. We gave
have a lot
relationship
to do.
advice. I learned what soaking was. We had another Tommy DeVito rant as we deserve.
Yeah, you know, it has to happen.
And if you want more of it week after week, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow us on socials if you aren't already. You can find us at TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at the Unsolicited_podcast. Find us on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn, or listen to us on audio wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a follow and a rating there if you want. And we will be back next week.
Bye.
Bye.